how to open and close the charge port on the Chevy Blazer EV SS. Press that to open it up and then close it. Press that little guy there. Easy. So while it's charging, has this really cool fun light feature. I really love I like the lights going across in general, but the way they light up the Chevy logo there right at the end is pretty slick. Very cool looking. Looks like something out of an Iron Man movie or something, right? It's got a cool Google Assistant feature in the car. If we want to test it out, say, oh, it's got me talking. Google, who is the best basketball player of all time?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Google, who won the NBA Finals in 2025? Oh. Google, who won the NBA Finals in 2025?
The 2025 NBA Finals was won by the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Google, who won the FIFA Club World Cup in 2025?
The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup was won by Chelsea.
Very good. Effective. Google, which tennis player has won the most Grand Slams?
Novak Djokovic. On the website ESPN.com, they say, Novak Djokovic has won more Grand Slams than any other active tennis player, with 24 titles.
Pretty cool feature, huh? If you have a Google account, Google Play account, you can sign in, get access to your various apps. If you go into the climate settings, you have options for both sides of the car. You also have front seats and back seats. Back seats you can choose if you want just on the feet and body. Same with the front, but you can also choose the windshield for defrost, and of course the fan level. Can sync them so that you can control them all together, or unsync them and you control them individually. The ambient lighting feature gives you a bunch of different color options. Yeah, which is a fun little extra feature they've been doing with more and more cars. A nifty little option here in the home screen is you can go to what's it called, vehicle status, and you can see tire pressure, what the tire pressure is, energy info, trip info, including your miles per kilowatt hour efficiency on a trip, on specific trips. And yeah, you can even check out G-force while accelerating and braking and cornering, which I did not play with while driving, but I'm sure it would be fun to toy with. So a couple of features I really like on this model are, you've got the typical kind of backup camera visualization here with the lines, but you also have the bird's eye view, 360 degree around the car camera, which I find really useful and I love it. And I know several models have it now, but my Tesla Model 3 certainly does not. And I would love, this is one of the top features I would like from a car, is getting this cool 360 degree bird's eye view camera. You can also see the rear view mirror is not a mirror, it's a camera as well. I've got mixed feelings on this, because when I'm driving and I go from looking in front to looking at the mirror, it's like it's a bit of a weird trick on the eyes and weird kind of effect. It was bothering, sort of not really pleasant for the eyes or head, in my opinion, in my case. But there are other times where it's just much better. I mean, you see much better, far better than what you get from a rear view mirror these days. And I do find that extremely useful, like pulling out onto a street, into a lane perhaps. And there's just different scenarios where having that clarity is really nice. And perhaps you get used to like transitioning your eyes from the front of the road to the rear view mirror. But I don't know. I mean, it's not a problem, but it's not as awesome as I thought it would be, because of that weird transition that happens going from looking forward to looking at the rearview mirror. And yeah, it's nothing I expected, but definitely the clarity and the quality of the camera on this screen is really good and really useful at times. I want to highlight just a few things that I discovered after a few days with the Chevy Blazer EV SS. First of all, initially my reaction with the camera instead of the mirror here was that it actually gave me sort of like a headache, or made my eyes feel crossed when I was trying to transition between looking forward and looking at that, because it's just like it's a different perspective, it's different depth or something, visual depth or something. But after a couple days, it got completely fine and normal to me to use, and I do actually prefer the camera setup now. But you can switch it to a normal rear view mirror setup just by pulling that, and some people would definitely prefer that, but very easy to do. Also, I found at night using this camera, it was like the lights behind me from the cars behind me just completely made it like unusable. Did not work well. So then you just switch to that. So different situations. You can see here like how much more clear this is, how clear it is to see the car behind and the stuff behind, and much better than a normal rear view mirror. But depending on the situation and the person, different preferences. I also discovered how to turn off the HUD if you want. There's you have to go into the settings here and controls somewhere. So you go to controls and you can turn the HUD, change the brightness, the height, the rotation, which is sort of funny, or you can just turn it off all together, which I prefer it. But I know someone with a Cadillac, and she turns off the HUD and the rear view camera, because she just prefers that. She finds them less ideal than traditional options, and the HUD in particular finds it distracting. I don't really find it distracting. I like actually being able to find the speed limit, but it is different from a clear view out the front. I find at night, again, the brightness of the HUD was not ideal for me on a dark street, so I would turn off in the darkness. But it's a good feature to have. You don't have to look down or look away to find the speed limit or how fast you're going. I found it useful. So you've also got the cool feature here of pressing the camera whenever you want, and then you get a visualization here of the rear view facing camera and the around 360 degree camera, bird's eye view camera, which is sweet for this kind of parking situation, or just certain times when you want to look at things. You can change the main view to overhead view, which is cool, or you can go to the side view. Very interesting. It squeezes the car into a little envelope. And if you want to look from the flip side, so the rear, and you get the overhead of the rear of the camera, the side again. So really great, cool features here with viewing around the car with the camera. Of course, you have fast charging or charging area of the menu bar here. Overall, I like that the menu bar is really clean and clear and intuitive. Naturally, you know, the more you get used to it, the better. But what I found was right away, like, okay, where's this stuff, you know? And there's definitely been menus that are much more difficult to use, including, in my opinion, Tesla's currently, which has gotten a little just overly complex. This is where it gets a little complex. Like if you go to home, you have a lot of options here. So you've got the navigation screen here, which is really nice, really big screen, really good visibility, good features, easy to play with. There is one quirk with this. So when you go to this multi-box view where you have two things on the screen, if you are navigating, it doesn't let you or even if you're not navigating, it doesn't let you zoom in, zoom out, play with it without going to the main big screen, which, you know, it's fine. It's just I'd rather just go to it. I see that's what happens. I'd rather just, you know, zoom in or out right there and not have to jump between the modes, but it's not a big deal. But and it obviously does make more sense to be able to do this on the big screen, which is really one of the best large screen setups I've seen for navigation in a vehicle. The weird thing with the Bluetooth, so the one weird feature with the Bluetooth is that if you have your music, well, if you have your phone connected to the Bluetooth, you know, then it will play whatever you want from your phone. But then if you, for example, your passengers, your daughters and wife would like music on, and you switch to the music, then the music is playing. But then if you want to, for example, put the AirPods in and listen to something on your phone, it interrupts the music, switches back to the phone, or it's just like stop, it doesn't let you play what's on the phone. And so you have to not just where's the music? You have to not just switch to the music. That doesn't last. You have to switch off the Bluetooth and go to settings here and completely disconnect the phone. And then, you know, if you've connected it like I have to the vehicle, when you leave the car and you come back, it automatically connects again. So then if you want to do that again, you have to disconnect again. It doesn't remember how your last setting was. So that's the one weird sort of annoying quirk that, you know, probably wouldn't affect many people, to be honest, but it did affect me today, and I was sort of bothered by it. But overall, the infotainment screen, the UI, the interface is truly one of the best I've seen. It really well done. And then you've got the screen behind the steering wheel as well, which shows a lot. And then you have a head-up display, which you can't see well from this. Maybe you can see it at this moment, facing this white Hummer EV in the sunlight. You can't really see it well, but there's you get the speed limit, whether or not you're staying in the lane well. Good HUD head-up display there. Overall, yeah, truly phenomenal UI for the infotainment system, and overall, you know, features and quality of the features is really good. So not really any real complaints here. It would be, you know, cool if they integrated you know, some games. We haven't explored this yet, so maybe I'll hold my tongue. You can explore the Play Store, different things, but it would be fun to have YouTube integrated, or Netflix, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, different things integrated here would be great. Maybe that will come down the road. I do also like it memorizes your seating positions, 2 seating positions if you want. So I have set this one, if I for example move myself back, if I want to go back to the seating position, I hold it, which has pros and cons. So it would be nice to just tap it and then it brings me back to my position. But on the other hand, I feel like that would be preferred. But this system where basically you hold it as long as you want until it gets fully to the position you prefer, which I can actually, I actually sort of like that at times, because I'm like, okay, I want to go back where I was, but not necessarily all the way. Okay, I feel good here now. But in general, if you have a seating position saved, it's because that's your preferred position. So you would theoretically prefer to just tap it, or click it, press it once, not have to hold it down. But yeah, it's good. I like it. Yeah, coming from a Tesla, one of the weird things for me coming from a Tesla is having to use a key. So you have to actually have a key, unlock and lock the doors with the key, and it's not just walk away lock like my Tesla is with my iPhone key as the key. But yeah, it's just something, basically it comes down to habits probably mostly. There's pros and cons to both approaches. And yeah, we'll have to explore more. The air conditioning system is superb. The sound system is superb. Really, really good. I really like the vents, the options, the air in the back. There's a couple in the back. Really, really good air vents. Easy to control. Don't have to deal with them on a screen in some way. And the options for higher and lower here are fun. I love the animation here when you turn the fan up or down. Very, I don't know, one of those little things that's just fun that I really like. Temperature control here, easy with the knobs, and then you got the volume control here with the knob, which I think it's a pretty ideal setup as far as buttons and knobs. You have it for the air conditioning controls, which you definitely want to modify at times while you're driving, the volume, and then you're not like poking around dealing with stuff on the infotainment screen in a clunky way, which is what I do quite regularly in my Tesla, because everything is controlled through the screen. I didn't used to have a problem with that. I thought it was a bit overhyped, the concerns people have with that, but experiencing the mixture with a few really well placed and well chosen knobs and buttons, I think is the sort of ideal setup. You got that muscle memory, that kind of tactile feature of controlling things without looking and easily. And they're nice. Actually, I love to spin a volume knob like that, and especially jack up the volume at times when you're enjoying the music. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more to talk about later on, but these are some initial thoughts. Okay, so we got this really tough, narrow, windy road here, and this 360-degree overhead camera, bird's eye view camera, is like super cool and useful for not stressing about running over the curb, which is like, drives people nuts here because it's so narrow and so windy. So I love having this overhead camera with the Chevy Blazer EV. Another thing which I just totally did not notice for a couple of days was that there's a sunroof or moonroof, sunroof, and you just open it. You can open the cover here halfway, or you can go all the way back and you get a nice big window above you, and you can open it in multiple ways, but you can just crack it, or you can roll it all the way back and have a nice open, oh, sorry, halfway back. Have a nice open sunroof there. So another cool feature, nice feature. It's, of course, easy to use. Just pull those buttons there. And I like the seat setup here, where you can you have two options for seat settings, and if you want to change to what you've set, you just hold that down. Again, it'd be nice if you had an option to like hold it for 2 seconds and it would just go all the way. But on the other hand, it's fine to just hold it as long as you like and stop wherever you want. And then once it gets to the what you set as the setting, it just stops. You also have a normal slow charger, 120 volt charger you can plug into any plug if you don't have a level 2 charging station to plug into. So, I think something a lot of people don't realize is that with an EV, you can actually just plug into a normal electricity outlet and charge that way. It takes a lot longer, but considering that you park overnight, there's not really a need to charge faster 99% of the time. So I like the charge graphic for the battery charge state. This is when you're in the car, for a moment, but it's not on, and then it goes off. If it goes off, you close the door, open it again. If you press the brake and turn the car on, then you don't see it any longer. But if you want to see it again, you just go over here to the vehicle off switch, turn vehicle off, and you get back to this mode, the air off, all this stuff off. So yeah, if you're ever in the car but you don't want it running, it's not like you're idling a gas car, but if you want to just have quiet or nothing on, then that's the option. But I like this screen a lot, and shows how fast you're adding mileage, current total state of charge 305 miles, adding 24 miles an hour even at 94%. And how long it will be until you get to your designated preferred charge